Okay. Welcome along, everyone. Welcome along to Cubecast, episode 3. Listen, I'm gonna level with you, okay? I'm freaking out a little bit today. I'm freaking out. I've given myself what I used to call back in the music industry. I've given myself gear fear, okay? Because what I've tried to do today is I've overloaded myself with things to do. I've added some stuff to OBS and I've added some stuff to my little stream deck here. And I'm kind of panicking because it's just a lot. My brain is very small and very smooth, and new things to do kind of gives me the fear, okay? So I've got a mute button here, for example. That's important, but new. So I'm testing that. I've got new scene changers. That's freaking me out as well. Look, I can swing backwards and forwards to my little scene changes. There's just a lot, okay? I've even got special advertising music. Check this out. I've got my little soundboard loaded, so if we have a good solve or someone's like flexing in the chat, we can give them a little golf clap. Hopefully you can hear that. And give people a little golf clap. That's nice, can't we? Especially if I have a good solve. Welcome along, everyone. Cubecast episode 3. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff today. I'm going to talk about the GAN Square 1 that's been spotted out in the wild. We're going to talk about, I might have been wrong about smart cubes because I got the Qiyi smart cube and I freaking love it. And I've been doing so many solves on it. So not so much that I was wrong, but I'm definitely going to retract the thought that they're completely useless. We'll talk about that. Another cube store, possibly. Moyu, have they made a cube store? Or am I a boomer? Have I misunderstood what's happening? Someone hit me up on that. Phil, you murdered another cube. He murdered another 3x3. It's dead. We'll have a look at that. And then the main event today is going to be looking at Swagrid's latest video, okay? Swagrid's latest video about the WCA and just chatting about the WCA, because I've got some big thoughts. We love the WCA. We do. We absolutely love the WCA. Let's be clear. But I do have some reckons and some thoughts, and I found their big 10-year plan that I was looking at on a stream a while back. I can't remember when or why we were looking at it, but Swagrid's video brought some stuff up about that and, you know, the missions in question, all that kind of stuff. Is that everything? I think that's everything we're going to do today, everyone. So I think we can all agree that I nailed the intro, so I'm going to give myself a little golf clap for getting over my panic, getting into the show and nailing the intro. Welcome, Mr. Rubik's Man, Christian. John's here. G'day, John. John and I went to uni together. You know about the gear fear, John, don't you? Joshua's here as well. Hello, everyone. Lovely to have you here. The episode last week got so many views. That was kind of crazy. I think it got about 500 views after the live. The episode 1 got about 150. I think I'm quite happy with my little Tingman thumbnail, to be fair. So, you know, that was kind of cool. I was pretty happy with that. Right, grab a 3x3, everyone. And we're going to do some solves. I'm kind of cold in here, but it's going to be okay. Let's see. Let's press my little solving button. There we go now. I'm going to stick my microphone a little bit out of the way. Cable issues. Oh, that's my headphones. Ugh. Let me just deal with my Slack here, everyone. Let me just pull in some Slack. I hope you're doing well. Let me know in the chat. Where are you? Where are you watching from? Let me know if this is your first time watching the Cubecast. I'm always keen to know where everyone is. So here's the deal, right? I'm gonna just. This is. I don't want to live in the past anymore. I'm just gonna clear this session, and we'll get into some solves. I'm going to turn my little heater on under here as well. Try and warm up a bit. Let me know in the chat where in the world you are. John, I know where you are. John's in Scotland. Where's Christian? I don't know where he is. Mr. Rubik's Man, I don't know where you are. Joshua's in New Zealand. Oh. All right, here we go. Feeling rusty. Have not solved this morning. Although I have done like 200 solves in about 3 days on my smart cube, which anyone who knows me knows that that's like a lot. JJ Cuber, welcome along. Welcome to the team. JJ Cuber is our first Australian team member. Of course I will mention every R2-D2. That's how we do it here. If we find an R2-D2 in the scramble, we say good day. Oh, you know what I need is an R2-D2 sound effect on my soundboard. Right, I'll do that for next week. A little round of applause for that idea, JJ. A little R2-D2 sound effect needs to go on the soundboard. That's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to do a solve, everyone. Shut up, everyone. I'm solving, all right? No R2-D2. That's sand. Christian's in a wet and rainy London. Is all I've got to say about this. What? I've been using a smart cube too much. Gosh dang it. Okay, alright, never mind everyone. I'm gonna do this one twice. Just chill, alright? I have been using a smart cube too much and it has wrecked me. Although I didn't have that excuse when I false started against young Cheggins the other day, so you know. Smart cube has wrecked me, yes. And I'm also not very smart or good, so that's also an issue. Right, let's do that again. I know I'm doing the same solve again, whatever. You can put your times in the chat. See if you can earn yourself a little golf clap. I'm assuming the golf clapping is working. Everyone can hear that? Well done, well done, well done. Okay, I'm actually solving this time, okay? Am I in the right window? Yeah. Radical. Ooh, well, either that one before was a miss-scramble or this one's a miss-scramble. Gosh, it's going well today, everyone. The tech's doing great. My skills are lacking. Hellfire. There you are. My hands are cold. 24. I'm calling this one 24. Maybe 26. Because it's going poorly. 27. Woof. Put your times in the chat. I would love to see them. Still no R2-D2. That's disappointing. There's that one, and then there's number 4. This will be 25. Oh. Yo, called it. Joshua with a 19. Keeping it sub 20. I've decided I want a sub 20 average at Nationals this year. I'm focusing in on 3x3. I keep getting distracted by clock and 2x2. But I want a sub 20 average, I've decided. So I'm grinding. I'm announcing the commencement of my grinding. Hey, Y Cuberman, welcome along. Grab a cube and do some solves with us, and then we'll talk some smack about all sorts of stuff. This one's alright. Yo! I looked at the timer like an absolute Timmy, but it didn't put me off. Dumbass VR, welcome back. Dumbass VR is like a OG. I feel like you've been here for every episode so far, and I appreciate it. Grab a cube and do some solves, and then smash your times in the chat, everyone. What'd everyone get on that? What, 3x3? This is the Qiyi M Pro UV ball core. I think the best cube you can get for the money. Genuinely. So much good cube for the money. Like, so good. Thank you, subs. I will give myself a little golf clap for the for my sub 20 there as well, actually. I'll take that. Thank you. Okay, what are we up to? Huberman has the cube as well. RSTM 2020. Diane Guhong. Lots of good cubes in action today. Love to see it. Love to see it. I nearly started that like a smart cube again there. Doi. Oh, hello. No. No, pain. Pain. Oh. I just reversed what I did. Oh, this is just agony now. Chris Mills is watching. He just puked into his cereal. At that. Rip. Rip. Right off the back of a sub 20. Cube log with the Tornado V3. Fancy. Yeah, I'm rolling one of these. I've also got... I haven't really started playing with it yet, but I've got a UV... Because I love a Maylong. I'm a big fan of a Maylong. So I got the UV Maylong as well. I'm a real fancy boy. I got 3 new cubes this week. The Maylong 6M V2 and the UV Maylong 3M V2. Those two just came into stock anyway, and I was like, actually, I really want one of them. And then I got the Qiyi Smart Cube as well, which we'll talk about as well. Christian with the GAN 356M. That's kind of old school. I love that. It's a great cube. Great cube. Still no R2-D2 today. We've scared him off, Jacob. Yo, that was quite neat, wasn't it? Don't know if anyone saw that. That's not neat. That was garbage. Oh, my hands are so cold. 20 though. 20 though, I'll take that. Very happy. Ugh. The original Maylong M is criminally underrated, JJ. I know, right? It was my pro model. I used to set the Maylong M, now discontinued sadly. Rest in peace, the Maylong MV1. I can't get that anymore. But that was my pro model. I used to set it up with Celeritas. It was so good. Oscar DNF. Screwed up the H-perm. RIP. 9:46. Right, let's do a couple more and then we'll get into some chats, hey? Okay. JJ, the R2-D2 call is going way back. I used to do that in my first little video series I did on the channel was Average of 5 Fridays. Anyone remembers that, then you are truly old school. But then I think I've always kind of done that in live streams as well. If I see an R2-D2, I'll always say good day. What the heck? A GD for a 26. Womp womp. Dumbass VR with the sub 20. Oscar with the sub 20. Hey, we're all not too far off from each other. Hey, right, are we doing one more? I said I was gonna do one more, didn't I? Colin, this solve's gonna be a 24.35. Are you trying to call my solve? That's a good game. All right, the last one. You were close. You were close to the last one. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay in the chat because that's how the internet works. This is my last one, everyone, okay? Last one, and then we'll get into some stuff. You're all free to cube as much as you like. Don't let me stop you. Here we go. Here we go. It's less than inspiring start, but he's onto it with the second pair. Pair 3 is in. Pair 4 is a gimme. That's that alg that I like. And E-perm. Ah! Uh-oh. Oh, cooked it. Womp womp. I'm taking a DNF. I'm taking the L on that one. I'll take a DNF. How do I do that again? I can't remember. How do I do it? There we go. Womp. What was my average of 525? That's disgusting. Here we come. Here we come now. Here they'll come the times. Joshua with a 14. Dumbass VR with a 14. Qblog with a 10. Oscar with a 21 did the worst first pair. I did a great first pair. And then I did an E-perm panic. I was trying to talk and solve at the same time. Dumbass VR went to their first comp on Sunday. Nice. Was there an there is an R2D2 in this one as well. We did it, JJ. We found an R2D2. All right. I've got like 100 things to talk about, so I'm actually going to have to do that, I reckon. John Baxter, still trying to solve a 2x2. 15 minutes. We love your work, John. We love it. Okay. I'll press my little YouTube button here. That was good, wasn't it? Oh, no. You know what I'm going to do first? Here's what I'm going to do first. We're going to roll some ads, everyone. That's what's going to happen. Yes! Today's show brought to you by Cube Sauce, the best speedcube lubricant in the whole world, because I make it. Available in Australia and New Zealand from your favourite Australian and New Zealandish speedcube store, speedcube.co.nz. Put it in your cubes. Don't eat it, for the love of God. Don't eat cube sauce, alright? It smells delicious. It's not food, everyone. Don't eat it. Don't eat that stuff. Next, Last Layer. LastLayerCubing.com. Brought to you by LastLayerCubing.com. Have you noticed how speedcube shirts suck? And they're terrible? Well, don't worry, everyone. Go to LastLayerCubing.com. Get yourself a shirt that doesn't suck. Maybe get yourself a hat, too. All designed by yours truly here. These are available worldwide, everyone. So if you want to rep the store, you don't have to move to Australia. You can just buy some merch at lastlayercubing.com. Speedcube.co.nz merch is available there as well. And of course, brought to you by Speedcube New Zealand, Australia. That's my shop, everyone. That's my little cube store. Good, hey? How high? What about the production values? What about the production values we're seeing today, everyone? Okay, I sat down and I ground out some stuff on OBS and on my little stream deck. That went pretty well, I thought. How about that music? I don't want to get sued because some kid ate cube sauce. Somebody will. Somebody will. All right, here's what I want to do, everyone. Oh gosh, I need to go and find my little playlist. Ugh, I've done that thing again. Hey, that's me. Playlists. Here we go. I want my own. Where's my little Cubecast private playlist? There it is.
This is the Qiyi Smart.
Relax, UK Cuber. Relax, okay? What are we talking about first? Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know what. I want to talk about this. Rasmus, Stub, Detlefsen. You heard me. Look at him ripping at square one. But hold on a second. Hold on a second. What does it say down here in its description? Cube. Secret. Secret cube by a GAN sponsor. And it's a square one. What do we reckon, everyone? Is this the first official sighting of a GAN square one out in the wild? What are his times? 56565. Gosh, I enjoy the symmetry of that. Yeah, what do we think? I've never heard of Rasmus until this video popped up the other day. I have not seen anything else anywhere else. CubeMaster posted a video of the GAN square one, did they? CubeMaster. Oh, why am I in shouty? GAN square one. Thank you, everyone. Who gave me that tip? Oscar, thank you for that. Whoa, whoa. Wait, what? No, that's 2 years ago. It's an April Fool's video. Surely you're not talking about that one. What's their latest video? Nope, 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 nope. I think that CubeMaster one is a ruse, everyone. But yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? The GAN square one in the wild. We know literally nothing else about it. What's this guy's name? Rasmus Stub. Let's see if he's on Instagram. Maybe he's posted some pics on Instagram. The Cubemaster video was April Fool's, yeah. And it was 2 years ago. Hey, look, there's Jacob. Hey, mate. Who am I looking for? Rasmus, Stub, Detlefsen. Where's this guy from? Rip, no posts. Okay, well, I thought maybe we would get some more juice, but this is literally all we know, okay? We know that, well, actually, we don't know anything. He could be trolling. Can anyone confirm that he's not trolling? Is this the GAN Square One, or is he just taking the cover off, the sticker off, an MGC? Can we all see that? Like, I don't know if you can see close enough to tell. He's Danish. Thank you, JJ. Let's have a look. Let's have a look real close up. It could just be an MGC. I think he's playing with us. Unless, did I see a little magnet? Did I see an exposed magnet in there? Try and catch a glimpse of a magnet. No, I didn't. It's just an MGC. I'm gonna go out on a limb and call shenanigans. No, I didn't want mini player. This might be shenanigans, everyone. What do we think? MGC in the chat if you think that's an MGC. People have pointed out that it sounds a little different to MGC. Gosh, people go deep, don't they? MGC's in the chat or GAN. Okay, vote. Can I? Oh, how do I do a poll? I wonder if I can even do that. Oh, I can send myself a super chat, but that's not really what I'm after. I need to work out how to do that. Well, oh, Dumbass VR reckons they saw a magnet. He's a cuber, is calling shenanigans. Christian reckons PyCube have magnetized versions of Square One. There it is. Who knows enough about Square One to comment on that down shot there? Can anything be gleamed? Can anything be gleamed from this? I need Adrian. Adrian! Dumbass VR says GAN. JJ, imagine if it's a Volt V3. I doubt it on a GAN sponsored, GAN sponsored cuber. Okay, anyway, that may or may not be the GAN Square One. So it is what it is. We can't really call anything from that, hey? Now, I think I just missed the button that was about to roll ads for some people, so apologies if you've got the ads. He's sponsored by GAN and PCube. True, Christian, it could be a PCube thing. It could just be nothing. But the comments are, I think, oh, that GAN is probably going to be the best Squan. The GAN Squan is going to be exciting, but I don't know about that. GAN Squan's not impossible, and GAN did allude to the fact that they were going to do a GAN Squan back a couple of years back when they announced the 5x5 and stuff as well. So that's good, isn't it? Okay, let's go back to Instagram because I want to talk about something. I don't think speedcubing.org is here just now, but they were giving me some grief in my DMs. Remember last week we saw the GAN retail store, didn't we? Yes, Mike, we did. So there was this post 2 days ago, and I think I might have been suckered into believing that this was a new store, but I think this might be the thing that's set up. So what do we know about Mo Funland? Mo Funland, let's go to their website. Mo Funland is in Singapore, right? Oh, broke the internet. There we go. Singapore's first cube-themed playground. And it seems to have been open for a minute. About us. Let's find out. So I'm not sure if what I saw on Instagram, this thing 2 days ago, I saw a big grand opening and I saw cubes on a shelf. So I thought, whoa, this looks new. But Mo Funland have definitely been around doing events for a minute. Okay? But I think the store is new. Because I don't think I've seen that place open yet. They did this thing back on 7 weeks ago that they posted having the Rubik's brand stuff around. I'm not sure. Because see how they've sponsored lots of competitions, right? We can see that. What's this? Is this a little teaser? Oh, no. No, that's the same place. Oh, I think I have been tricked. Because this is 13 weeks back. I think I have. Well, essentially the headline of this story, everyone, is that I can't use the internet and can't be trusted with it. They really got me. They really got me with that, with the grand opening 2 days ago. I thought this was a new part of it, but we can see that that has been around for a minute. So, speedcubing.org. Well done. A little golf clap for you. You were correct. I did get that one wrong. That's all right. I can admit when I'm wrong. Oh, speaking of admitting when I'm wrong. Oh, Swagrid's here. Hey, Swagrid. We're going to be looking at Swagrid's video later. And he's given me the perms to look all the way through it, so we're all good. We're legit, everyone. Speaking of getting things wrong, I wanted to do a very, very quick review, if I may, everyone, of yoink. This guy is the Qiyi Smart Cube, okay? I made a video, I clipped a thing out of the stream a couple of weeks back about how smart cubes were dumb and they're pointless. And I still do stand by a lot of that, because I haven't really looked at the data apart from my times on this cube. But I left out something super important from that video. Let me just open the app up and show you something, all right? I missed out something super important from that video. And that is that smart cubes are low-key kind of magical, okay? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because since this arrived on Monday or Tuesday, I have done, it's up here, you can't see it, but I've done 235 solves. Look at this. Whoa. I've done 235 solves, okay? And for anyone who knows me, for me to have done 235 solves in 3 days is absolutely unprecedented. I have never, ever practiced that much, apart from when I first got my GAN iCarry before it goofed out and became unusable. And that is the magic thing about smart cubes that I missed out from me and James having a bit of a rant at them the other day. They make me practice. They don't make everyone practice. I'm not everyone. I'm me, all right? All I can speak about is my experience. But it makes me practice. And that's a great thing. Okay? It makes me practice. That's a great thing. Teaches me bad habits? Yes. As demonstrated in the first solve today. But it makes me practice. I also found that the setup was really easy. This is not a paid ad. I've not been paid to say this. I bought this. The setup was easy. I think the issue that UK Cuber was having is he didn't press the send code button. And actually, I missed it too because it's very, very small. So I want to see the receipts on that, UK Cuber. I want to see that you didn't write your email address wrong 4 times. There's a little trick. It's just a bit of a pain. There's a very quick turn on and then automatic turn off if it doesn't connect. So you just got to press connect in the app first and then do your doot doot in here, your U prime. That's another thing. It keeps the U prime like reset part. So you never touch the app. You just hold on to the cube. You never let go of the cube. And that's brilliant. Because for me, it makes me practice. I love it. It hasn't dropped a single turn. In 235 solves, it hasn't dropped a single turn. Exquisite. Yeah. UK Cuber's coming back. He's slapping back in the chat. That's fair. I'm only messing with you. And now here's the part that there is no reconciling this. We are going to disagree about this. The cube itself, I thought was fine. Like for me, I thought it was totally fine. I wanted it to feel more like my Qiyi M Pro, to me, you might have an opinion on this, UK Cuber. To me, once I'd hucked a load of angstrom into it, the clear one, whatever that one is. Once I'd chucked a lot of angstrom into it and slowed it down, because it was wild fast. Once I'd slowed it down with some angstrom, it felt way, way better. And actually, to me, it felt like a Dian. It felt like a... What have I got? A Guhong V3, maybe? The V3? It smelt a little bit more Guhong-y. It felt a little more Guhong-y to me. But it still feels like a Qiyi. It feels like a speed cube, though. It doesn't feel like a smart cube with a big, hunk of nonsense in the middle. I think, arguably, we've got a lot better at ball cores since the GAN iCarry, which was a ball core, lest we forget. But it was a big, it was like a basketball. Whereas this thing has like a ball core about the same size as this thing, which we know already works. So that's all I had to say about the Qiyi Smart Cube. I still don't look at the data. The only numbers I look at is like my best average of 5, my best average of 12, my average of 100. I'm really not looking at the breakdown. I'm really not looking at my turns per second because it doesn't matter. I did a little bit of 1v1 and it was like, that doesn't excite me particularly. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And it made me practice, which is great. We love that. What else? Oh, God, there's so much to talk about today. I need to do one more thing. Before we start to look at Swagrid's video. I wanted to look at the YJ Apari because, unfortunately, everyone, Phil Yu's done another murder. He's murdered another cube, everyone.
Bro, like, what are you, bro?
This is cold.
So the cube is heavy, a little too blocky for my liking, and comes way too tight, but is in the loosest setting when it comes.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Nah.
So it's not for Phil, but here's the thing. When Phil says a cube is a turd, then the cube doesn't sell. Alrighty. He murders cubes. I'm just going to leave, I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to full screen it. Someone clip this and send it to Phil. When Phil says a cube is rubbish, the cube is done. I can guarantee I will never have this cube in stock because it's not worth it. The first time I experienced Phil doing a cube murder was some of you young'uns won't remember when the RS3M 2020 came out. It actually came out as part of a range. There was the RS3M 2020. There was the RS4M. It was a turd. Well, it was a bit of a turd. The real turd in the range was the RS2M. And Phil was so mad. I can't find this video anymore. I'm not sure if he deleted it, but he was so mad. He came at it really hard and was just like, Mo, what the hell are you doing? I think it was the first time I'd seen a distributor go so hard on a manufacturer. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. He really hated the 2x2. He hated it. He loved the RS3M 2020, even though he was a Qiyi MS fan back in when that range of budget magnetic cubes came out. But he hated that RS2M. And that was back when I had the retail store in 2021. And sales of that cube, when Phil murdered it, when Phil did a murder on that cube, sales of that just halved overnight. Like immediately they were dead. And it also happened. Oh, what has it happened with more recently? Wasn't it a Guhong? No, it was a Dian puzzle. There's something, maybe the Guhong V4. I think it's the same one that I'm talking about. The Cubicle killed that one because they all came on. One of them thought it was okay. The rest of them just tore it to shreds. I think Cubehead was in that video as well. And that killed that. I never ended up getting that in stock because nobody wanted it. And now it's happened again with the YJ Apari. Rest in peace, the YJ Apari. I mean, it's probably a turd, to be fair. Like, they're putting bearings in them now. What are they up to? They're not yo-yos. What are you up to? They're not skateboard wheels. Just use maglev, you eggs. Actually, the Cubicle did drop a very, very dank meme about YJ the other day. and their maglevs. The cubicle. Did they post it on the gram? I feel like they did. Oh, no, maybe they didn't. Oh, well, never mind. That was a cool story, wasn't it? They posted a cool meme about how the bearing was pointless and they should just use maglev. But anyway, that's the news there. Phil killed a cube. Not only Phil. No. Speedcubing.org also killed it. Heavy, blocky, pointless. So it has been... It's DOA, everyone. It's dead on arrival, is the Apari. It does look goofy. It looks real goofy. Like, what's happening here with the... I can't... I'm going to go into the video for a sec, and then I'm going to do the thing. Because our man here has given us a nice image, so we'll just have a wee look at this. That's not as nice an image as I was hoping, actually. It's quite pixely. But that's all right. What's this overlap with the center? Like, it looks goofy, and I can't imagine that doing anything for the feel apart from making it whack. So yeah, that's that. Right, we're running out of time here. It's 10 past 10. It's time for an ad break. Buy cube sauce, everyone. Available now at speedcube.co.nz. It's the best sauce for your cubes. Jam it in all your cubes. Make them go real fast and feel real good, all right? Now, if your cube merch sucks, then I got news for you. You need to head to lastlayercubing.com. Available worldwide. It's Speedcube clothing that doesn't suck, everyone. That's what it is. That's what it is. And don't forget, if you're in Australia and New Zealand, head along to speedcube.co.nz and spend all your money on cubes. Thank you very much. That's the ads. Okay, Swagrid. Here we go. We're going to have a look at Swagrid's ad here.
Extremist.
Oh, come on, relax.
I have been turned into a radical extremist.
Okay.
The propaganda that has done this to me is this.
So what are we looking at here? Phased entrances, I think. Or phased something. Swagrid will explain.
Okay, I'll explain. We just need to backtrack a little bit. It actually begins with me watching the European Championship 2022 3x3 finals. Yes, this is relevant, I swear.
Okay, we'll stick with you.
With Coda and Farley, both people who are pretty okay at solving Rubik's Cubes. However, it took the combined brain power of all three of us and the YouTube and Twitch chat rooms to figure out what the hell people were doing in their solves. Damn, I thought to myself, cubing sucks as a spectator sport. After this, I went and recorded a video
Skewb, the stack mat mic, the mics in this video are iconic.
About what I thought would be a lot of possible solutions that could turn cubing into a more interesting spectator sport. I decided to scrap this video because it seemed very much not bound in reality and almost like I was asking the world of a non-profit organization. It sucked, basically.
Oh, you know what? Before I carry on, I want to echo some of the sentiments of Swagrid here, and before I sound like I'm being a real Debbie Downer, I love the WCA. I love the WCA, okay? Volunteer organization. What they do is amazing. It's a not-for-profit, it's a volunteer organization. We will come back to those points, or I will. But I just wanted to just put that in there, okay?
Fast forward to the Rubik's Cube WCA World Championship 2023 in Incheon, South Korea.
So far, what we've said, and I promise I will stop trying to pause in a minute, but you need to go and watch Swagrid's video anyway, so I'm intentionally ruining his video so that you will go and watch it. But so far, let's summarize. Trying to watch a Speedcube competition, nightmarish.
And the problem arises again. It's the biggest World Championship in terms of competitors to date, and a lot of people's first World Championship since the big popularity boom in lockdown. Important competition. And so, the rest of the cubing world had to once again acknowledge the issue. Cubing sucks to watch. This was also a little bit after Matthew Maynick had done some cool stuff to make some local US competitions more watchable, and we did have some cool new things going on to make Worlds less difficult to watch as well, some overhead cameras on important solvers.
Worlds was okay.
I decided it was time to pull the trigger.
It was pretty good.
I remade and released the video, Spectator Sport. In it, I outlined a few ideas, one being running a handful of competitions in the year, just a few, that you have to be fast to compete in. This
Invitationals.
The competition in a competition. and maybe it could be an elimination format similar to an esports tournament or a sports playoffs at the end of the year. But this comes with one small, enormous issue. The WCA
Here it comes.
Mission statement.
The WCA mission statement.
Small, enormous issue.
Now, we are going to talk about this. Our mission is to have more competitions in more countries with more people and more fun under fair and equal conditions. Admirable. Admirable. But slightly problematic, as we'll go on to discuss.
Mission statement.
Hey, Clockwith123, welcome
the mission
along.
Statement of the
Did I say hi to Stu?
I don't
Hi,
have
Stu.
a microphone. The issue statement of the WCA is to give everybody an equal chance to compete under equal scenarios. Having exclusive competitions with a different format means not everybody will be able to compete, and there will be non-equal scenarios.
Facts.
Bugger. I thought that it would be okay to make a small infraction of that mission statement for the healthy
Bugger.
progression of the competitive scene. Anyway, let's fast forward again.
There's not many Cube videos I laugh out loud at.
European Championships 2024 and reigning champion Timon Koloshinsky fails to register in time because the website crashes.
What an idiot.
Instead, he gets put onto the waiting list. He made it in, he's fine, thanks for asking. This raises a new problem. The vast majority of competitions that are run are there to help bolster the local community and for people to beat their personal records. Now, of course, people will be
Welcome, Daniel.
because they want to beat their own PBs, but it's mostly about people getting together, having fun, solving some cubes together.
Oh, sunglasses change.
Not usually to try and find who is the absolute best around. But every year there are a handful of actually competitive competitions. Odd years get the World Championship, even years get Continental Championships. But how competitive are these rare competitive competitions when the best cubers in the region concerned might not even get a chance to compete? Once more, I had a solution to this.
Full of
Allow people
solutions.
who are incredibly high ranked in particular events in that region to register just for those events that they're very high ranked at ahead of the general public. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the mission statement. Once again, this
Can we just acknowledge? Can we please just acknowledge that Swagrid is on fire at the moment? I just want to acknowledge that. Loving your work, young
will
man.
infringe on the equal opportunities part of the mission statement. When I discussed the idea, it was sometimes shot down by people for that reason. I wasn't discussing it with the WCA, I am not a big shot, it was just random geezers in a Discord server. But I believed in it. Anyway, let's take a look at the 2025 World's registration, huh?
Hold on. I'm going to get lost in the sauce here. All events at the WCA World Championship 2025 will have qualification times, which you will need to beat at other WCA competitions in order to register. That's not new, is it? Eh? That's not new, that part, Swagrid. And Daniel's a delegate, he's in the chat as well. That's not new. There's always been qualification times. There was for Worlds, for Oceanics, that I'd missed, unfortunately. We will have 4 registration periods. This sounds new. Beginning late 2024 or early 2025, each registration period will have its own qualification times. In order to register during a certain registration period, you only need to qualify for one event. Okay. The phase stuff is new, Daniel's saying. Qualification times are not new, says Swagrid. The phase stuff is new. We will have 4 registration periods. And here are the registration times. Ooh, 8 seconds on 3x3. That's spicy, isn't it?
What I suggested was a 2-phase registration system. Phase 1 being people ranked top 16 in the continent, and Phase 2 being everybody else. 4 phases for the World Championships 2025 in Seattle. This is my idea on steroids. This is why I'm a radical extremist. What, couldn't have 2-phase registration because of the mission statement? It would be unfair. The WCA would never do it. 4!
For the record, I am supportive of this system. I'm very excited to see how it plays out. Okay, to summarize, everyone, it used to be a free-for-all. Now there are phases of registration. You need to hit one of the qualifying times of an event to get into that phase of registration. Am I right? Am I with you so far, Swagrid? This, we are arguing, is better for spectators because it gives all the hammers more of a chance to register and compete, and makes sure that we have an exciting set of finals to watch. Is that what's happening? I'm fairly sure that's where we've got to with this video so far, okay? Because I'm going to use this video as a little jumping off point into something else. So I want to just make sure that I've got my fundamentals down. Oscar, the staggering helps people who can realistically win worlds get in early. Okay. I think I'm with you. This seems quite big. This seems quite big for the WCA. Doesn't it, everyone? Doesn't it? I might have to do something here. Let me just mess with my little window. What's going on? Here we are. Swagrid, for me, this is about maintaining the competitive integrity of the very few competitions that try to crown a big continental or world champion. Okay. Let me hit you with some thoughts, because I have some thoughts, right? Again, I'm going to reiterate, love the WCA, love what it does. I am, as everyone knows, a very, very, very old man, and I have been involved in various organizations. I've been the CEO of a charity, which is a not-for-profit. I am on boards, and I've been on boards a lot. So I know the challenges they're up against in terms of just managing volunteers, and the stuff they get done is genuinely staggering. It's incredible. They are clearly very, very functional. Clearly a very, very functional organization, which is doing very, very well. And we love them for that. Dang it, I think people just got ads again. I'm so sorry, everyone. But, you know, that's the way it is. Okay, so what I wanted to do is have a look through this document here, which is the WCA Vision and Strategy, which was published in 2021. So for context, we're thinking post-pandemic. We're thinking what's going on afterwards. Here's a little background. The WCA board is responsible for guiding, serving, and uniting the WCA community and overseeing, guiding, and supervising all structural and day-to-day activities of the World Cube Association. The board has drafted a strategy document to implement our vision of how the organization could run. But this document right here is a review of the mission and the spirit. Reviewing the mission and spirit, comparing how we're currently meeting these statements along with adapting plans to better meet them. So the current situation. The board has correctly identified some areas where it will face issues and challenges. 3 challenges. And that is... Oh, where are they? Where are the 3 challenges? Okay, so the first one is the return of the organization after COVID. Oscar, without the WCA, cubing would be dead. Yeah, of course it would. And we acknowledge that and we appreciate that. So, here are their big challenges. Getting back after COVID. A high staff turnover is a big issue because everyone, as far as I know, everyone in the WCA is a volunteer. Volunteer management is really, really tough. Really, really tough. It's not like having staff. It's completely different to having staff. You have to manage people in a completely different way. Currently the board is working. Now they do use the word staff. Are there paid staff on the WCA? I'm not sure if there are. People get their expenses covered, but I don't know if there's actually paid staff. I don't know if the board are paid. The board's working on engaging and maintaining staff. That is a big issue. And they're looking after their cash. So those are the 3 areas of concern, right? And that makes sense. Recovery after COVID. Remember, this was written in 2021. Maintaining their volunteers and cash. There were some paid contractors who worked on the website. That makes sense. Occasionally you'll contract someone to do a piece of work that is specialized. It is clear that the board, it is clear to the board that the organization should seek alternative sources of funding. Oh, sorry, I'll put that on the screen for you. It is clear, this is a big one, clear to the board that the organization should seek alternative sources of funding to support the current competition dues income. To achieve this, the board is actively working on the production of a WCA merchandise line. I have spoken about that before, and this makes me a little bit worried because merch doesn't make money. Like, it doesn't make significant amount of money unless you sell a ton of it. How much money do you think I'm making on those shirts at? Lastly, at cubing.com. How much do you think I'm making on those, everyone? I'll tell you how much. Like, very, very little. Sorry about the ad jump scare. Here's where we get into the grunt of things. But anyway, that did kind of worry me a bit. It's just like, really? That's the plan for income? But it's okay, because there's more to it than that. Here are the really important parts of this document, okay? The next steps. The board has prepared a strategy with key goals to meet over the coming 5 years. It's not an exhausted list, but they're like the headlines, okay? And they're really important. In the short-term future, 2 key goals to meet prior to the end of 2022. The main focus for the coming year is to return to competitions to a level similar to that prior to COVID, and we must have achieved that. An additional focus for the next year is securing the finances of the organisation around the major championships. By the end of 2022, the board aims to have an established... Here's one, okay? By the end of 2022, the board aims to have established agreements with corporate partners to ensure the funding of major events as well as miscellaneous activities for the organisation. Now, I'm just going to stick my little oar in here and go, do we have any of those aside from Rubik's, GAN, Qiyi, Moyu? What financial partners does the WCA have that is not insular? Do you see what I mean by that? That isn't already in the cubing space. Thank you, Swagger. Yeah, I thought so. The current amount of comps far exceeds the pre-COVID amount. It certainly does in New Zealand, but I didn't want to speak for the world. So that's their plan for the short term. Yes, makes sense. Very, very good. They have nailed the amount of comps. I don't know about the contracts. I feel the need to say again, I love the WCA. I do. I really, really do. I'm worried. I think I'm worried. Medium-term future. This is really interesting. Really interesting, and something I hadn't realised. Looking further ahead, the board has 3 more key goals for the organisation to meet by the end of 2024, so that's this year. To support the growth of speedcubing on a worldwide scale, the board aims to be ready to submit all required documents for the WCA to become a registered sports organisation with the Global Association of International Sports Federations. I think that is epic. That's great. I don't know if... I actually don't know what that means in practical terms. Like, I don't know what you get that you don't already have by being a globally recognized sport. But I think this is a really, really smart step. And I suppose it's a strategic step because it puts you in place for this next part, which is getting strong partnerships with other entities that can provide support for the promotion of speedcubing. With this, the board aims to have a strong financial position for the organisation, which is resistant to events which may impact the income stream. Finally, the board sees the organisation in a position where it is actively able to assist the organisation of competition in countries which may currently have little representation. That's very admirable. Oscar, they've had grants from governments to run events. I can see that happening. It's not exactly a sponsor you want to wave on a flag, though, is it? You know? I can't remember where I heard this. I can't remember, and this is not my own original thought. I would like to make that clear. But thinking about speedcubing as a sport, which I think it's going to be, and that's great, we love that. Thinking about speedcubing as a sport, and then thinking about, let's say, just for example, because I'm involved in it with my son, rugby, okay? I don't go to the Rugby World Championships and expect to see my son, age 9, running on to play for the All Blacks. Do you see what I mean by that? I want to watch the World Championships and see the best players playing in the best teams in the world, battling it out. I don't expect to see amateurs in that competition. And that is a big difference from the shape of speedcubing. People are going to push back on that and go, but the mission statement. And I'm looking at the board's goals and I'm thinking, I'm not sure if the mission statement aligns with that. Two things can happen at once. You can support grassroots, that's what you'd call it in sports, right? That's what you'd call it in rugby or football. You'd support grassroots competitions, but you also encourage top level competition. They're potentially two different things. Do you see what I mean? And that's where I tend to clash with the mission statement and go, I don't think this is helping necessarily. It's helping to create more competitions and it's doing great stuff, obviously. But is it doing what we need to do to actually get to that next level? Right, I got a couple of chats coming in here. When Red Bull ran the Rubik's World Cup, did they do anything to help the WCA's finances? Well, here's what happened, right? The Rubik's came in and said, I want to do a World Championships. And they did the natural thing that a non-cuber would do. They didn't reach out to the WCA because, spoiler, they probably didn't know that the WCA exists. Because why would you if you're a non-cuber? They went straight to Rubik's, a business with a product and money and clout and a name. They went straight to Rubik's. That would be the logical thing that you would do as a non-cuber if you were like, I want to make a speedcubing event as a non-cubing organization. And WCA was obviously a little bit butthurt by that. Obviously, there is a statement. There is a statement that they released back in the day. In the light of this news, we feel it's important to address. There's already a lot of rumors spreading around within our community, and as the leaders of the WCA, we feel obliged to inform you about our view on the matter. Red Bull has teamed up with Rubik's brand to create their own speedcubing competition. These competitions were announced without the knowledge of the WCA. That, to me, that's on Rubik's, not on Red Bull. Rubik's should have told the WCA or got them involved, or at least gone to Red Bull. Hey, by the way, there is a global organization that represents speedcubing. They should be involved. Sounds like a Rubik's problem. But anyway, they announced that they will not recognize the results of these competitions. We're getting a little bit in the weeds here, but we're still on track. So yeah, in answer to your question, did they do anything to help the WCA's finances? I don't know, but I doubt it. They sold a metric butt ton of Rubik's Connect. That's all they were doing. Rubik's wanted to sell more Rubik's Connect and generally more Rubik's Cubes. So stepping back from that a little bit. Curious, Nick, are we ready for the change that will inevitably come with it, the good and the bad? I don't know. Skewb, it's a change that needs to be made. We can still have the inclusive local comps, but at some point there needs to be a shift for major championships, at least for 3x3 if nothing else. I totally agree. I know that there's bad blood, but I would love to see Red Bull be involved again. Honestly, I would love to see Red Bull be involved again, but I'd like for them to do it in a better way. I'd like for them to do it in a holistic way. Whether the WCA needs to reach out to Red Bull, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, but I would love to see it happen again. And we're not quite finished yet, everyone, because wait until you see the final goal. You will fill your pants up, all right? Okay, here we go. I think we've covered this one. Finally, the board sees the organization in a position where it's actively able to assist the organization of comps and countries. That's cool. Now, Long-term future. Watch this, all right? Remember, by 2020, end of this year, they're hoping to have speedcubing recognized as a sport. I'm not the WCA's boss. I'm not going to tell them that this should have been happening. I don't know where they are with it. I have absolutely no idea. All I'm saying is that this was one of their goals. I think it's a great goal. If they're on track for it, awesome. If they're not on track for it and it takes another couple of years, I don't care. Like, that's fine. That's great. Love what you're doing. Love where you're heading. But look at this one. The long-term future. With the view of the overall strategic plan in mind, the board has an additional 2 goals to achieve by the end of 2026. At the end of 2026, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary, the board expects the WCA to be a registered sports organization having met all the requirements for member of the Global Association of International Sports Federations. Additionally, the board hopes that the WCA will be actively working towards recognition as an IOC sport, given the further benefit that is obtained from achieving this status. Do we know what the IOC stands for, everyone? That is the International Olympic Committee. They are aiming for the Olympics, everyone. I love that. I love it. Absolutely love it. Additionally, by the end of 26, the board aims to have established partnerships that ensure the spread of speedcubing further to an audience outside of the direct community. There it is, there it is, there it is. They understand. They do understand. Outside of the direct community. Less insular. We expect to be in a place to implement agreements with either networks or streaming services for the broadcast of WCA competitions to a broader audience. Now, I know there are a few people involved in trying to make better streams at competitions, and I love that. I was looking at, what was I looking at? Is it Qiyi? Someone's streaming what the hell is his name? Carter, somebody. I did have the link saved. Anyway, people are working on streaming stuff. Okay. Curious Nick, they need to address all the issues about regulations first. I don't know enough to talk about that, to be honest, but I do know that there are still issues with things happening. We just had a bit of a wee stooshy, they would call it where I grew up, a little bit of an incident where we had an entire event just taken out after the fact. We had so many miss scrambles in this one round of Pyraminx that the WCA board decided to remove all Pyraminx results from that competition. That was at our South Island Championships. So I know that there are still things that go wrong. Okay. Curious Nick as well. I'd rather have the WCA doing it right than doing it fast. Well, that's what I always say to scramblers as well. Do it. It's more important to do it right than do it fast. But anyway, I'm getting in the weeds. Hayden, the WCA is not a great way to break down the diverse roles that comprises the organization. You're absolutely right. The WCA is a massively complex organization. It is so freaking impressive what they do. It is so impressive. The regs are a separate matter, says Hayden. There are many varying views on it. In my opinion, they're written functionally right now, with the exception of the fact that the guidelines are just extra regs. The WCA board had no involvement. The WCA board had no involvement in what, the extra regs? In my opinion, here's my opinion. I think Daniel's just come in. The SIC issue, the South Island Championships issue with the triangles, was more about the mission statement than the regs. They even mentioned that in the response. Well, Daniel, I would love to see the response if I can see that. Here's my take on it, my final take on it. I have some thoughts. Where do I start with this? We need to move outside of cubing with our partnerships. For sure. I think the WCA probably, Crazy Cuber SIC was the South Island Championships. We were just talking about an event that was pulled. I think that the WCA potentially needs to become a number of different organizations. Maybe it needs to split in two. And here's why. We need grassroots. And I think that is what the WCA is absolutely outstanding at, is the grassroots stuff. And that's what their mission statement is, right? Let's go back up to the mission statement here. They are... Oh, hell's bells. It's not even here, is it? It was in... Swagrid, where mission statement? Here it is. Our mission is to have more competitions in more countries and more people and more fun under equal and fair conditions. Beautiful. That's a great grassroots new Cuber mission statement. It is not a mission statement that supports building a worldwide brand, a competitive, viewer-friendly viewer experience. Right? That is my point. So that's why I think we need the WCA and something else, or we need the WCA to do a strategic split potentially. Because everyone should be able to take part, of course. But I would like to watch a really, really good Cube competition, right? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to watch some really, really good Cube content? Really, really good Cube competitions? I also... I wonder whether being a not-for-profit is still the right idea. I wonder if there could be some room to run a competition and make some money out of it. That would make, Cube stores would approach that in a different way, I think. Sponsors would look at that in a different way. And the profit doesn't have to be gross or like horrible or whatever. But it would make things a bit different. It would move the landscape. It would make the opportunity to do something more interesting kind of cool. Oscar, is FIFA a not-for-profit? I don't know. Let's find out. Is FIFA a not-for-profit? I bet it's not. Oh, it is. It's an international non-governmental non-profit organization. It's also corrupt. So there's that.
Into a radical extremist.
Relax. So I think we're coming to the end of it, everyone. I think we're coming to the end of my TED Talk. Thank you so much, Swagrid, for making this video and launching us into all this. Because it's really big, interesting conversations to have. I'm going to reiterate as well that I love the WCA. I love what they do. They are great. And all the volunteers, all the volunteer delegates, everyone who is dealing with competitions all around the world all the time, you are all incredible. And I love you and I love your work and I love your dedication to our sport. I'm going to call it that because it's going to be that when the WCA does that form or whatever, the 2024 goal. But I wonder if the organization in its current form can support the dreams it has of being, a top tier sport. Someone said something... I wouldn't watch cubing if I wasn't a cuber myself. No, but how do you think I started watching rugby? It wasn't because I was playing it. It's because my mates were watching it. And, my mates and I all have different interests. We are all curious about the things that we watch, My mate's really into ice hockey, which is an insane game. But, I'll hit him up, what you doing this weekend? And he'll say, oh, playoffs. I'm going to watch the playoffs. And I'll be like, oh, sweet. Yeah, that sounds fun. I'll come around and watch that. Because it's a good spectator sport. It's fun. It's not because I'm already an ice hockey pro. I don't watch sports because I'm already pro at them. Think about the Olympics. Think about how we all become experts in niche sports at the Olympics. An ex-girlfriend of mine told me about equestrian. She was teaching me all about the stuff that the horses do in that daft event. I never really got behind that one. It was a bit dumb. That's the end of my my TED Talk, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to call it there. Watch my videos, share my videos. Buy Cube Sauce, everyone. Have a great day, have a great weekend. Love your work. Thank you, everyone who got involved in the chat today as well. Awesome stuff. All right.